Hello there viewers and welcome back. Hello there viewers, welcome back to another live stream today, and today I am live streaming the final round of the Gr.3 Sprint Series. So you can see on screen now the championship standings coming into this final round. Now sadly Shawn Pretty is not able to make tonight because he was at the British Grand Prix earlier. So there is no Shawn Pretty, hence kind of by default John Hardy has won the championship and Shawn Pretty has finished second. Sheikh Shabazz also is not racing tonight, he can't make it, so he's pretty much guaranteed third, although if Jake Beatty or Mike Bispham, if they pull out an absolute blinder tonight, they could maybe take third place off of Sheikh Shabazz, maybe, but I would take quite a result from either of them. Jake Beatty, by the way, has only done 5 rounds, so whatever he scores tonight will get added on to that 499 points, which is why there is a decent chance that he could catch Sheikh Shabazz. He's only got to score, what, 97 points tonight to catch Sheikh. So, if I put you onto the screen so you can all see what's going on. This is the lobby right now. Got a full lobby as well, which is good to see. It's always good when you've got a full lobby of 16. Got three Americans in this as well, which is nice. 3 Americans, 2 UAEans, whatever you call them, Emiratis, I don't know what you call them. So that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you back on to the intermission screen for a minute, and then we will be getting going with race number 1. Right, okay, so we are ready then for heat number 1. And hello there, Neil Moore, by the way. Please tell Apex Magnet to slow down. No, just go a bit quicker, right? Drive a bit quicker and you'll keep up with him. How hard can it be? Right, let's get going. Very much a mixed grid for this first race. I've really jumbled it up for today. It's not really in a ability order whatsoever. There's good people at the front and at the back, mixed in with, yeah, people of all ability levels. So let's just go into spectator mode. Hopefully the camera will work today. I've got the keyboard plugged in, so it should work. And the spectator mode won't load up. There we go. Okay, so starting on pole position then for heat number 1 of the final round of the Gr.3 Sprint Series here at Interlagos. We've got IM Supermax, that is Jaime Salinas. Then you've got Neil Moore starting in P2. Got Johnny Watford in 3rd, Apex Magnet in 4th, RC Buggy in 5th, and as we wait for the race to begin, and away we go. I can hear wheel spin in the background, and someone's got a mega launch. I can see on the track map further back. There's a whole swarm of cars now heading up to turn 1, about 4 abreast. Who is going to come out best out of turn 1? Is anybody going to get taken out? Having a look further down the order, it looks like everybody has survived. Any spinners back here? I don't think we have. Very well done indeed, everybody. Everybody has survived the first few corners here at Interlagos. So heading down to turn number 4 then. Heading down to Interlagos, sorry. We've got Jaime Salinas in the lead of the race with Johnny Waffle in 2nd place. Looks like there's somebody off in the background. Looks like Neil Stuckey, I think, may have gone off the circuit. Yes, he has. As I think he just tumbled down by about 3 or 4 places. So he's now down to P7. Got, whoa, a whole swarm of cars in front. We're about 3 abreast then, going through turn 7. Now slamming on the brakes for the tight right-hander in this infield section. I'm just looking at the track map here. There are so many cars together here. 2 abreast, left, right and centre. We've got a car off in front as well. There's way too much action going on here for me to keep up. We've got 3 abreast, 2 abreast. MJK on the inside of Neil Moore, who's gone with the Mazda Atenza for this race. Looks like Neil Moore's going to come up best, as he's got the inside for the final 2 corners. Or the last, God knows how many corners he's got the inside for. Although MJK, he's got the cutback. So MJK's just nicked 4th place of Neil Moore, and now Neil Moore's gone down to 6th. Like he's got Steve Mayled up his inside, CCFC. So Neil looked like he was in a really strong position then. Looks like he was going to get 4th, no problem, and now he's gone flying down the order. So MJK then going hard defensive as they head down to the centre S on lap number 2 here. Going 4 abreast into turn 1. Who is going to survive? Is everyone going to make it through here? I think they are. Very good driving indeed as I Am Supermex. Looks like he's had an off in front. Or is that Johnny Waffle? I think it's Johnny Waffle actually. I heard tyre squeal then. Looks like he had a moment coming out of turn 2. Coming out the centre S. And he's now 3 abreast down to turn 4 into the Desierto del Lago. Is everybody going to make it through it? Yes, they are. As Johnny Waffle now side by side with Neil Moore heading up to turn 6. Still side by side, going through this double right-hander. We've got Steve Malin behind, flashing his lights, and then got contact as well between the championship winner, Apex Magnet, and CCFC. Still side by side between Apex Magnet and CCFC. People are side by side at left, right, and centre here. All manner of scrapping for position as Apex Magnet has gone off the circuit. Coming out of the infield section and coming out of that left-hander. But he's settled in 7th place. Managed to keep control of the car there. Now got all manner of fighting going on between Jake Beatty, Neil Stuckey and Chris Ward. Going down towards the final proper corner. Looks like they've settled into position though. So, coming to the end of lap number 2 then. We've still got Jaime Salinas in the lead of the race. Right ahead of Ollie Smith, the fastest Pite, who's now got the slipstream heading up to turn 1. In the slipstream of Jaime Salinas. Is he going to be able to go for a move? No, he's not. As Ollie thinks better of it. Pulls back, but he's going to get a good run here through the centre S. Right behind I Am Supermex. Now coming through this left-hander onto the back straight. Now into the slipstream of the American in front. Is he going to go to the left, Ollie? Is he going to send it up the inside? Yes, he is. Heading into turn 4. Is Ollie going to be able to seal the move off? It looks like he is. So, Ollie Smith then, the gold-rated driver, into the lead of the race. Now going defensive into turn 6. Looks like he's managed to hold on to the lead. MJK putting in a strong drive as well now up into 3rd place, having been battling with Neil Moore. Managed to get ahead of him and break the slipstream 2-0. Further down the order, looks like it's still chaos. Just look at me, look at that. It's just cars everywhere. I can't commentate on this. Way too much going on. Just hopefully no one kills each other. Hopefully everyone survives, there's no problem. But yeah, a lot of battling going on here. A lot. So heading up then to the end of lap 3, halfway through heat number 1. Got Ollie Smith in the lead of the race, ahead of I Am Supermex. And so MJK's got a run on I Am Supermex in the Peugeot RCZ. Although the RCZ, not a fast car in a straight line. So MJK is going to struggle to get past on the straights here. So Apex Magnet's made his way up to 5th place as well and just set the fastest lap of the race. There's a bit of contact there on the apex of turn 2 between MJK and I Am Supermex. Could be intellect related, to be honest, because I Am Supermex did just have a big lag spike then. Now going up to turn number 4. Is MJK going to send it up the inside? He's up the inside, and yes he is. He's going to be able to get up into 2nd place. So I Am Supermex is falling back somewhat here as Apex Magnet John Hardy, our champion-elect, in 5th place now. He was in 7th place last time we looked. Now climbed his way up to 5th. Now right up behind Neil Moore as well. Neil Moore missed the last few weeks of this series, unfortunately. He was a regular. And then, yeah, he's missed it. Missed the last few rounds for one reason or another. Making his return today. Gone with the Mazda Atenza for this first race. Strong car around here, the Mazda Atenza. This is one of this car's strongest circuits, let's say. I do remember the Mazda Atenza dominating the daily race leaderboards not too long ago around here. Quite a heavy car, the Atenza, as Apex Magnet off the circuit then. Coming out of Jinkao. He's got a really bad run out of there. Now got dirty tyres as well. So he's now fallen out of the slipstream range of Neil Moore. And could fall into the clutches of Steve Maylard. Although I think he's just about managed to stay out of the slipstream. Looking further down the order, there's still lots and lots of cars together here as Ankit Dash, Nehamashu, I don't know how to say your surname, sorry, is 3 abreast going down into this turn 1 or 2 abreast. As her and Charles Snyder are fighting for 13th place here. We've got the newbie as well, Gary Chorwick, I believe is his name, in 15th place, making his debut in this, in the league, not just this series, in the league in general. But looks like there's fighting going on for 3rd place here. Neil Moore has managed to catch up to Jaime Salinas. Now going through the infield section. Difficult to overtake through here. Definitely difficult to overtake cleanly. Overtaking attempts often end in carnage through this section of corners. Neil Moore going up to the hairpin. Wasn't quite close enough to strike then. As we are on the penultimate lap of this race here of heat number 1. Looking further down the order, Johnny Clark falling down to 8th place, so he was in 3rd place, remember, early on in this race. But he's kind of been sucked back a little bit here, sucked back into the pack. I think he may have made a couple of errors, causing him to lose some time. We've got the series regulars, Neil Stuckey and Mike Bispham, fighting for position here. These two are the 2 people who have attended every single round of this series ever. So hats off to those two for the loyalty. Oh, we've got a car off here, miles off the circuit, taking the Kimi Raikkonen line. Chris Moore going exploring there, coming out of Jinkao. Gonna lose, well, gonna go all the way to the back here. Made a critical error then, as we enter the final lap of the race. But Ollie Smith then is in the lead with MJK Jalan in P2. Still got I Am Supermex in 3rd place, although not for long, as Apex Magnet has managed to make his way up to 3rd place. So John Hardy's managed to get past both Neil Moore and I Am Supermex in one go there without, well, when we weren't looking. And we've also got Steve Maylard who's caught up to the back of these guys as well. So there's clearly been some sort of shenanigans going on here between these guys. As, yeah, CCFC is caught right up to the back of this pack. He was a few seconds behind I Am Supermex not that long ago. Now right up behind him, Neil Moore looking up the inside of Jaime into this right-hander, but not quite, hasn't quite got the overlap there to go for the move, as there's a bit of contact between Steve Maylard and Neil Moore. And we've also got Jake Beatty looking to get amongst all this. So all this battling is enabled Jake to catch up, now side by side, going down towards Alex Albon's least favourite corner into this right-hander, who is going to go out on top. We've got, well, momentarily 3 abreast then through the hairpin. Steve Maylard still side by side with Jake. Who is going to come out on top? Looks like Steve is. Now going down to the final corner to Jinkao. Is anyone going to go for an absolute send? Doesn't look like they are. So going back to the front of the field, we've got Ollie Smith in his favourite Mercedes AMG, in his favourite car, coming up to the start finish line. He's going to take the win in heat number 1. So Ollie Smith then takes the victory. Oh, what on earth has happened here? How on earth has that happened? As MJK finishes 2nd with Apex Magnet in 3rd place. I Am Supermex takes 4th place. I think this is his first time racing in this series. As Neil Moore comes home in P5, so I Am Supermex managed to fend off the guys behind. He had Steve Maylard in 6th place, sorry, Jake Beatty in 7th, Johnny Clark, Johnny Waffle in 8th, with Mike Bispham in 9th place. RC Buggy come home in P10 with Irish Tony taking a strong 11th place. ahead of Gr.3 in his first ever race in MRL, taking 12th place, with Chris Ward managed to recover to 13th in the end. Ankit Dash managed to finish in 14th place, and coming across the line is the new guy, Charles Snyder. That was some good racing, yeah, good fun it was. It's Flux. That was some very, very good racing. That was the best racing I've ever commentated on. No, that's not saying much. I haven't been commentating for long, but yeah, the little amount of racing I have commentated on, that was the best, for sure. I mean, that first few laps, like, every person who I changed to was side by side with someone. Oh, yeah, sorry, it's Jake, isn't it? It's you, Jake. Change your name, Jake. Change it to something a bit more familiar. Right, so that was heat number 1, and it's now time to program heat number 2. So see you in a few minutes' time. Okay, so we're ready then for heat number 2. So let's get going. So the bottom from 9th downwards, they've now been moved to the front. So whoever started 9th is now starting on pole, whoever started 10th is now starting 2nd, so on and so forth. For heat number 2. Oh, Jake, thank you for changing your name. Changing to your other account, I'm guessing. Right, so here we go then. We're waiting for heat 2 to get underway. Can hear some people fuel burning. There's no point because fuel is turned off pretty much for this race. So Mike Bisham then starting on pole position as he puts the throttle down. I'd be good if I had a set of lights, but I don't, so I'm just going to have to wait for the race to start. As the race is now underway. Mike Bisham in the F-Type getting a very good start. Someone's been left behind in the grid. It is Irish Tony in the Toyota Supra. Just got left behind at the start then, having started in 2nd place. But going through turn number 1 then, Mike Bisham's got a clear lead. We've got the American in 3rd place, got the Gary Chorwick in 3rd. Looks like everybody survived. Having a look at the track map, looks like everyone's been able to make it through the DRS again. So this has been a very impressive start to this round. 2 races in and no carnage from what I've seen. There's all kinds of fighting going on back here. We've got 3 abreast, 2 abreast, 3 abreast all over the place here, going into turn 4, into the Interlagos. Is everyone going to survive this? It looks like they are now. 3 abreast going up to this right-hander. It's not going to end well. As Johnny Clark smartly backs out of that there. Apex Magnets all the way down in 13th. Which of the championship's not on the line here today, because that's not going great for him. All the way down in 13th place in this race. You've got Chris Ward in 2nd place right now behind Mike Bisham, with Gary Chorwick in 3rd, and then his friend Charles Snyder, I think it is, in 4th place, or a fellow American at least anyway. Jake Beatty in 5th with Irish Tony in 6th. Then got Shilan in 7th place, and Ankit Dash in 8th in the Porsche 911. So I can notice already there's a few people who have not gone for the bonus point that you get at the end of the round, where you get a bonus point for using 4 different cars. There's a number of people that have already stuck with the same car between Heat 1 and Heat 2, so they will be missing out on that point. Coming to the end of lap 1 then, got Mike in the lead of the race, ahead of Chris Ward. Although Chris Ward very close behind, he's going to have the slipstream now going down this straight, going down to turn 4. It's Gary Chorwick's then in 3rd. It's like Gary Chorwick is playing on a controller because he's flashing his lights like there's no tomorrow. I think he may be accidentally holding down R3. Oh, that was a right lunge there from Jake going into turn 4, and he managed to pull it off as well. I did not see that one coming. He was not at all alongside, I don't think, as they got to the braking zone. Jake absolutely sent it there. Used the Toyota Supra's good brakes to his advantage. Made a very good move then. So Jake Beatty up into 4th place. Oh, now side by side through the right-hander as Jake goes in a bit deep there. Manages to hold on to 4th though. Ahead of Charles Snyder. And then got Irish Tony battling with MJK for 6th place here. Is MJK going to get the undercut? Oh, that was a bit aggressive there, as he kind of cut the corner then and hit Irish Tony out of the way. MJK is a very aggressive driver. And yeah, being aggressive once more as he kind of barges Irish Tony out there. Now Irish Tony getting pushed about as well by Ankit Dash. He's now down to 8th place. So he's been pushed about here a little bit through these 2 corners. Now RC Buggy's all over the back of him as well. Irish Tony's sinking down the order here. Tony McMullen really not having a good time of things. He's gone on board with Neil Stuckey going up to turn 1. Is this going to end well? I'm not sure it is. As we've got I Am Supermex on the case as well. Bit of contact with Neil Stuckey in front. As it looks like they managed to make it through turn 1 okay. Looks like Irish Tony's falling down to 8th. Looks like Ankit Dash has got good up into 7th. Now got Wolf Boys defending against Jake. So Jake's got up into 3rd place here. Trying to get 2nd off of Wolf Boys. Jake's having a really good lap here. Managed to make his way past a number of people. Looks like Gary Chorwick just off the circuit there, coming out of turn 4. As MJK's looking to now get past him, so heading up to turn number 6. Looks like MJK's up his inside, and yes, he has managed to make the move. So MJK Giland up into 4th, going well here today. Had a strong round the other day as well. He's been going quite well, Giland, recently. Definitely not going to be a goal driver next season. the two Americans now in 5th and 6th place. Let's have a look further down the order. Looks like Apex making its miles down the order. I haven't seen too much of him at all. In fact, is he? He's down in 13th still. So I think he may have been tangled up in things on lap 1, doing a 1 minute 43.9, then a 1:35.9. So it looks like he's had a bit of a punch up with people back here. Definitely not setting the pace you'd expect of him. Neil Moore as well down in 14th, so I think these two have been tangled up in some carnage here. Definitely off the pace. But looking further ahead, we've got an almighty battle for 2nd place going on here. 5 cars in this train. Going down into turn 1, we have got Jake Beatty. He's gone right around the outside and he's gone off the circuit. So Jake, he's gone off at turn 1. And he's gone down to 4th place and got a penalty as well for cutting that centre S. So Jake went in too deep then, tried hanging it around the outside, must have missed his braking point or misjudged the touch Jim Sonic and lost 2 places as a result. So Jake then down to P4. Looks like Mike Bishop, who's in the lead of the race here, may take his first ever victory in this series. He's never won a race before in the Group 3 Sprint Series, so he may, be able to win this. Definitely, there's never been a race won by a blue licensed driver in this series, so that'll be a first. Now heading up the inside, looks like Bob Chorwick has managed to make his way past Jake Beatty. So Jake's falling down the order here. Now momentarily down to P6 as well. He's side by side with Charles Snyder, but he's managed to steal the position off, so managed to get back up into 5th. But Jake really not having a good time of things this lap. Looks like we've got a rage quitter back here. Oh, wow, 2 minutes 3 for Steve Madden in the previous lap. Tells me something happened on lap 2. But still in the lead in the race is Mike Bisham ahead of Wolf Boys, who's then got MJK right on his back bumper. Got the slipstream, both of these guys in Peugeot RCZ, so straight line speed is going to be identical. As they head up to turn 1, MJK on the outside, becomes the inside for turn 2. He's going to be able to hang it around the outside through turn 1. He's still there. Now got the inside for turn 2, a little bit of contact on the apex. And he's managed to get ahead of Chris Ward seemingly. Yes, he has. So up into 2nd place is Gillan. Not really his fault, that last bit of contact. It's just kind of a natural effect that you get for a chicane like that. But Chris Ward trying to get straight back up his inside now. Into turn 4, up the inside of Gillan. Not able to seal the move off though. Gave him too much space if anything. Now Irish Tony looking further down the order, back in 10th place here. There's all kinds of scrapping going on here as it looks like we've got a car off the circuit. Johnny Clark has been fired off. Can we get the replay up here? I'm not sure if the replay cameras are working today. No, they are not. But Johnny Clark doing donuts here. Right, well, he's going to be finishing 14th then. MJK into 3rd place, into 2nd place now, sorry, with Chris Ward in 3rd. He's got Jake Beatty for company now, right behind him. Looks like Jake Beatty serving the penalty behind. Looks like trying to burn that penalty that he got for straight lining the centre S. As we enter the penultimate lap of the race here, coming up to the penultimate lap. Or up to the final lap, sorry. Gary Chorwick going a little bit deep there. He's got the Ollie Smith that we've not looked at so far this race. Ollie Smith's alongside him, got a good run then out of Jinkao. I think Ollie Smith got a better line through there, got the power down better. I think Gary may have had a bit of a moment then coming out of that final corner, but he's on the attack here, looking all over the back of Ollie. Is he going to try and get back past him here? Don't think he is. A little bit too far behind Ollie to go for the send into turn 1, as we've got 2 cars side by side in front. Chris Ward trying to look past Jake Beatty, and it looks like Jake's actually managed to make his way up into 3rd. So recovering then from that bad lap that he had a couple of laps ago. Recovering now back up into 3rd place, as it looks like Mike Bishop up ahead, still in the lead of this race, as there's contact in front. Wolf Boys gone into the back of Jake Beatty. I think he's backing out of it here. Yes, he is, allowing Jake to keep hold of 3rd place, because there was contact then. He did bump Jake wide, as Ollie's now managed to capitalise on that and get up into 4th place himself. Cut back to the outboard shot. Chris Ward now side by side with the American through this hairpin, as the American very aggressive, then run him out of road, gave him no choice but to give up position then, and Chris Ward is falling out to 7th place because of that then. So he got run out of road then, out of that right-hander, out of turn 8, and well, momentarily got overtaken by Charles Snyder, although he has now regained 7th place. But entering Jinkao now on the final lap of this race, it looks like Mike Bisham is going to take his first ever victory in the Group 3 Sprint Series and the first ever victory for a blue rated driver in this series. So remember, the blue license is the 4th license tier in this series. So for a blue rated driver to win a race is very impressive indeed. So coming across the line then, the victory goes to Mike Bisham with MJK in 2nd place. We've got Ollie Smith managed to climb up to 3rd place in the end. Jake Beatty serving his penalty just in time, coming home in P4. And then Gary Chorwick making his debut in this series, coming home in 5th. Very impressive drive by him. Definitely keeping up with people. Then got Chris Ward, Wolf Boys in P6 with Cremy 54 in P7. I Am Supermex managed to finish in the mid pack in P8 with Ankit Dash in P9. Apex Magnet, John Hardy, all the way down in 10th. Looks like he had a really tough race there. Lots of battling looking at his lap times. Only looks like he had one clear lap with that 31.1. All the other laps were all over the place. So you had him in 10th, and Tony McMullen in 11th, Neil Moore in 12th, and then yeah, you can see the rest on the screen. So I hope you did enjoy watching that race, guys. More action. Don't think that was quite as action-packed as Heat 1, but it was still pretty chaotic. So yeah, that was a nice, fun race, and it is now time to program Heat number 3. So see you in a few minutes' time. Okay, so we are ready then for heat number 3. And let's get this underway. So this race, it's like a flip of a flip. So it's like, it's a bit confusing basically what the grid is for this. I know how it works. It's very difficult to explain though. We've got on pole position, we've got Ollie Smith. And so yeah, Ollie Smith starting on pole position with Gary Chorwick in second place. We've got CCFC Steve Mayled in third place with Ankit Dash in fourth. Then got MJK in fifth. And then Quemi 54 in sixth with RC Buggy in seventh and Jake Beatty in at P8. So Ollie Smith then starting on pole position. He's done very well so far. I think he may be leading at the moment in the standings. So as the heat 3 then gets underway here at Interlagos, final heat of the season. Got a good start for the two front people on the front row. Who's going to lead through turn 1? Looks like Gary Chorwick may have taken the lead actually in his Aston Martin. He has indeed in the V12 Vantage. So taking the lead and on his debut in MRL is Gary Chorwick ahead of, Steve Mayled. So it looks like Ollie Smith's come out not too well there. Gone down to 4th place having started on pole. I think he got pushed about a little bit. Now going defensive into turn number 4. He is getting all well and truly swamped. Flying down the order as we've got our car miles off the circuit behind. Going to focus on the guys in front though. Someone's got an exit stage right. Ollie Smith down to P6. Now got Wolf Boys up his inside. And RC Buggy as well trying to go up his inside. Come on Ollie. Get your act together. You started on pole. Now Jesse is getting his act together. Back up into P5. Got the undercut then out of turn number 6. It was turn 6 and 7. So he's now into 6th place. There's all kinds of battling going on here. All kinds of swapping of position. Looks like CCFC is going defensive in front. So he's in 2nd place, fending off MJK and Jake Beatty, who are fighting for position right behind him. Meanwhile, Gary Chorwick, he's cleared off into the distance here. Be interesting to see if he can win in his first ever round of MRL. That'll be a right blinder if he's able to do that. But now exiting Jinkao on this first lap of the race. Ollie Smith now managed to make his way up into P5. Who was it that crashed on lap 1? I think it was Quemi and Johnny Waffle. Johnny Waffle really not having a good time of things here today. Johnny Clark really has tumbled down the order. I think Johnny Clark's one of the 2 people who's done every single round of the series. Him and I believe Mike Bishop done every single one. So him and Charles Snyder fighting over 14th place now. But at the end of lap 1 then, Gary Chorwick, I know nothing about this guy. He just sent me a friend request about 15 minutes ago, or 15 minutes before we started. And I was like, sure, whoever you are, feel free to race. So he's in the lead of the race ahead of Steve Mayled, with Jake Beatty now managing to settle into 3rd place. Just like MJK's now falling down to 5th place. Ollie Smith managed to make his way past. So Ollie up into 4th, with MJK staying in his trusty Peugeot RCZ. He uses this car all the time, MJK. He's in 5th in that car. Ankit Dash in the 911 in 6th place ahead of Wolf Boys Chris Ward, who's at the head of the big pack of cars here. As we've got 2 cars side by side, RC Buggy and Bisham side by side through the hairpin. Now side by side as well through this left-hander through turn number 9. Now going up to turn 10. Alex Alwyn's least favourite corner, as I always call it. Got Apex Magnet trying to get past as well. Big battle going on here. 5 cars all scrapping over 8th place. Apex Magnet side by side with Neil Moore, who's stuck with the Intenza. Now side by side through this left-hander heading up to Jinkao. I think, is Neil Moore going to be able to pull this off, get into 10th place? I think he is going to. Yes, he is. So Neil Moore and the Mazda Intenza then up into 10th place. Apex Magnet not having a good time of things here, down to 11th. Obviously got beaten about a lot by the looks of things in the previous race, and not having a good time of things in this race either. In 11th place, as we've got 2 cars side by side behind him. So I am Supermex side by side with Irish Tony McMullen going down to turn 1 into the Centre S. I believe Jaime is going to be able to defend, yes, managed to fend Tony off, but leading the race still then. As we enter lap 3 is Gary Chorwick, and there's a big battle going on here. CCFC has gone down to 3rd place. He's now side by side with 2 cars. They're 3 abreast into the 3rd corner, into 4th corner, into Interlagos, serving his penalty as well, going through that corner. Who is going to come out on top from this as they head up to turn 6? MJK's in 3rd place right now, but Steve Mayled has the inside, and it looks like MJK Gilan has managed to get hold of 3rd place here, ahead of Steve Mayled, as we've got Ankit Dash Coming in with a very forceful move then into Ollie Smith. I think Angit Dash may have outbraked themselves then. Got into the side of Ollie Smith, punted him out of the way slightly there. Further down the order, still got a heck of a lot of battling going on here. All kinds of fighting going on for, well, this just massive train of cars. I was going to say for 8th place, but there's not really any gaps ahead of that. It's Chris Ward in 7th place here. Ever so slightly in no man's land. He's kind of the only person with gaps at either side of him. As he's now got Mike Bisham, who's got a good exit out of Juncal. He's in his slipstream, heading up to turn number 1. Let's go on board with Mike. In the slipstream, in the BMW M6, heading up to the Center S. I don't think he's going to be close enough to go for the move, but he's gaining at a heck of a rate of knots there. Slamming on the brakes at the 50-meter board. Don't believe he's going to get past his Apex Magnet now. Looking to overtake people here. I think he's just made his way past Neil Stuckey. Just spotted it on the track map down in the bottom right. So both Neil Moore and Apex Magnet have managed to get past Neil then. Past RC Buggy and up into 9th and 10th respectively. As RC Buggy looking to fight back, looking to go up the inside of John Hardy. Into this left-hander off to Interlagos. John trying to hang it around the outside onto the AstroTurf. Might get himself a track limit penalty for that. Definitely has lost 11th place. Yes, he has got a penalty as well, and he's got himself dirty tyres. So Apex Magnet went in a bit deep then and lost out to Neil Stuckey. Neil Moore, meanwhile, fellow Neil, going through the infield section right up behind Mike Bisham and Chris Ward here. Three-way fight now for 7th place, as there's actually a big scrap going on now for P3. Oh, P1, there's a big fight going on for 1st. So Gary Chorwick looks like he may have made a mistake on this lap. Either that or just been caught up pace-wise. Because Jake Beatty's managed to catch him right the way up to him. The gap was 2 seconds last time I looked, or 1.5 seconds. Now Jake's only, well, he's within the slipstream, only 0.6 seconds behind. MJK right behind him too. I don't think MJK is going to be able to get past here, since Jake's car is quicker in the straight line, and they both have slipstream. Although actually, it's like Jake's going defensive, so he's given up a slipstream here at Gary Chorwick and decided to go defensive instead into turn 1. As Jake's gone in a little bit deep there, but MJK not really able to sneak past, not through a chicane like that. It's very difficult to capitalise on someone running wide. Now got a good run out of the left-hander going down to Interlagos. He's got the slipstream with Jake Beatty. Is he going to dart to the left at the last second? Yes, he is. Slamming on the brakes now for turn number 4. Jake going in quite deep, trying to fend Gillan off. Still side by side coming up to turn 4. Now going through turn 5. Looks like Jake managed to successfully hold off Gillan then. So Jake went in deep into turn 4, and that was to his advantage, as it looks like someone's having a mare towards the back of the field here. Looks like Charles Snyder just had a moment. Oh no, sorry. These two are at the back, aren't they? Looks like Irish Tony, sorry, had a moment out of the left-hander there, out of turn 4, and has fallen off of the back of the pack as a result. In front of him, oh no, wrong button. In front of him, you've got I Am Supermex in 12th place with RC Buggy right in front of him. Still in this big train of cars. Looks like Apex Magnet's managed to make his way up into 8th place now. So he's climbing up back through the field. He was in 11th place last time I looked. So he managed to, yeah, overtake some people. Remember, the championship is already his. This will probably end up being a drop round for John. So it really doesn't matter how he does in the rest of this evening, in the rest of this round. Where's Neil Moore? Neil Moore's gone down to 10th. So Neil Moore, who was ahead of John Hardy last time we looked, now down to 10th place. Got the run on Wolf Boys. Going up to turn 1. This Mazda Atenza. Very, very quick on the straights as he's side by side with Chris Ward into turn 1. Chris Ward should be able to fend the move off. Yes, he is indeed. At Mazda Atenza, it's the most powerful car in Group 3 with 606 brake horsepower. But now heading up to turn number 4, we've got MJK looking all over the back of Gary Chorwick. Is Gary going to be able to take the victory here in this race? He's going to have to fend Gillan off if he wants to do so. Going through turn 5. Oh, MJK sort of put him in the wall there. They were side by side ever so slightly then. I don't think Gary realised that MJK had the overlap on him, and just ever so slightly squeezed Gillan into the wall. Gillan didn't really lose any time though. Still right up behind him. Gary going defensive into the infield section here. Into turn 8. Just about managing to find off the two guys behind. Got two who are, well, effectively diamond drivers behind him. Both trying to get past. Now going up into turn number 10. Gillan could have maybe sent it then, but stay behind. Now a bit of contact between him and Jake Beatty as they're all over the back of each other. Now Ollie Smith trying to look to get past these guys, see if he can capitalise on this, going through Juncal. Doesn't look like anyone's going to go for any dive bombs. Now coming out of Jinkao up to the line. Looks like Anki Dash might get the run here on Ollie Smith, but I don't think she is. So heading up to the start-finish line, Gr.3 in his first ever event in MRL is going to crumb across the line and take the win as Jilan and Jake are having a drag race to the line. Who's going to get second place? It's going to be Jilan. Then the fastest pint got third. So Jake Beatty with his penalty didn't manage to serve it in time and ended up finishing all the way down in 5th place. So that was a big issue that for Jake, down to 5th behind Ollie Smith and Anki Dash. Steve Melee didn't really speak about him at all in that race, ended up coming home in P6 ahead of Mike Bisham and Apex Magnet. Then Wolf Boys in 9th with Neil Moore in 10th place. I Am Supermex came home in 11th in his Peugeot RCZ, having started in last place on the grid, with Neil Sucky in 12th. Irish Tony in P13, and we've got 2 guys at the back. Charles Snyder, I'm not quite sure what's going on here, as Charles looks like he just let past Johnny Waffle. So Johnny Waffle going to come home in 14th, sorry, ahead of Charles in 15th. So that was seat number 3 then. Yet more action in this event. This has been the most chaotic event I've ever commentated on, and I'm not complaining about it at all. Looks like the racing by and large has been pretty clean, and very good racing indeed. So they were the heats, and next up is the final. So let's program that and get that started in a few minutes' time. Right, okay, so we're ready then for the final. Sorry about the wait. I've, well, basically my system has crashed, so I can't record results or do the grid or anything, so I've just had to do it all manually. I had to get a calculator, a pen and paper out, write everyone's results down, then calculate the grid off of that, so apologies for that wait. Hopefully my maths didn't fail me, and I've managed to correctly calculate who should be starting where in this final. But on pole position then, I think is MJK. I'll put him on pole. I think he should be there with the fastest height Ollie Smith behind him in P2. Then in third place on the grid is Jake Beatty ahead of Mike Bisham with Apex Magnet, and down in fifth place. So he's not had a great time, I think, John Hardy, in this final race of the season. Luckily Shawn Pretty isn't here, otherwise that could have cost him. But rolling start then for this final, as always, to reward those who have done well in their heats, get a rolling start so they don't then just get punted off at turn 1 on that one. So MJK then, as we start the race, in the lead in his Peugeot RCZ, heading up to turn 1. Hopefully the opening lap of this race won't be quite as chaotic as the other races, because it is a rolling start at the end of the day, as it looks like Ollie Smith's got Jake Beatty close up behind him. Jake got very close then into turn 1. I think he may have gone a little bit too deep into the corner. Shane Dye, thank you for watching live, cracking races so far, looking forward to the final. Yes, hopefully this should be good, as it looks like Mike Bisham, who's all the way up in 4th, looked like he tried to go up the inside of Jake Beatty then, and got a little bit held up as John Hardy got right up behind him as well. They're all bumper to bumper then coming out of turn 4. Now got I Am Supermex, he's got Neil Moore up his inside, going through this double right-hander, going through turns 6 and 7. Neil Moore looking up the inside of I Am Supermex, had to back out of it in the end though. Don't think he's quite able to get past, as he's actually fallen down to P8. So Neil Moore looks like he's made a bit of a hash of those couple of corners, and now gone down to 8th. Now side by side with Steve Baylett, still side by side through this left-hander as they head up to Shinkal. Steve Baylett should be able to steal off the move here. Yes, he is. So Steve now into 7th place, looking to go up the inside of Jaime Salinas as well, but isn't quite able to get past, as I think Jaime went defensive then. Got Apex Magnet ahead, looking to make his way past Mike Bisham, the blue driver, all the way up in 4th place right now. Can Apex Magnet make his way past on the run up to turn 1? He's got the slipstream, got the run on him, as Mike goes defensive as we come to the end of lap 1 of 9. Now hard on the brakes for the Senna S. Is John going to be able to hang it around the outside? No, he is not, as he tucks in behind Mike then, going through the Senna S. MJK then leads the race right ahead of Ollie Smith. Very close here. Looks like these two are broken away from Jake Beatty. Looks like Jake's having troubles here in this race, having a bit of a mare. Jake in the chat complaining about his lag. Yes, you regularly do have lag, Jake. Just go ask Ryan Sandel what you did to him at Brands Hatch earlier this season. You absolutely murdered him with your lag. You completely destroyed him. Or Johnny Newbold, sorry, you completely murdered. Anyway, Mike still in 4th ahead of Apex Magnet. Always a big fight going on here. Steve Melee trying to go around the outside of Jaime Salinas. I think he's managed to pull it off, you know, through that left-hander. What a move then by CCFC. Managed to go right around the outside. Neil Moore's managed to capitalise on that too and get past I Am Supermex. So those two did a good job then of getting past the American. They've got Anki Dash right behind as well. She's doing well today. Can she get past as well? She's got a good run out of the final corner out of Shinkao. Going up the hill here. Looks like she's going to get up into 8th place. So I Am Supermex has been swallowed up here. He was in 6th place when he entered the infield section. Now all the way down to P9. Still side by side with Ankit Dash, having a look at the track map as well up in the top right hand corner. Looks like the leaders are very much fighting for position. So MJK trying to hold off Ollie Smith here. Two gold drivers, both of which I can confirm will be diamond drivers next season. Neither will be goals for long. Side by side going into the Desierto del Lago on this lap number 3. MJK gone defensive. He's managed to hold Ollie off. So they're scrapping for first place here. They don't want to scrap too much because Jake Beatty isn't all that far behind. He's, what, 3 seconds behind, but you cannot write him off. He's a very quick driver, Jake. So, yeah. Chilan and Ollie don't want to be fighting too much. So they make their way into this infield section through turns 7 and 8. Looks like Mike still just about managing to hold off John Hardy here. Doing a very, very good job for a blue rated driver, holding off one of the fastest guys in the lead in John Hardy, the champion-elect. Then we've got Neil Moore now up into 6th place ahead of Steve Maylard, so he's managed to make his way past then. Get past CCFC and make his way up into 6th ahead of Steve in 7th place. And Kit Dash as well, pulling away from I Am Supermex, who've gone defensive now into Junkao. He's getting swallowed up in this race here, really falling down the order, having done really well in race 1. Not been going so well for him since, as he's now trying to hold on to 9th place, trying to hold off Chris Ward, Wolf Boys in the Peugeot RCZ, with Neil Stuckey in the Toyota RCZ not far behind. Going up to turn 1, I Am Supermex going defensive. Is Chris Ward going to hold it around the outside? They are side by side making contact into turn 1. Chris Ward is indeed going to be able to hang it around the outside. Now going through turn 3, Wolf Boys has, yes, managed to make his way past. So a good move then around the outside of turn 1. Gave himself the inside for turn 2. Now Neil Stuckey as well, looking to get past I Am Supermex. I Am Supermex, Jaime Sanalas really falling down the order here, as Neil Stuckey does indeed manage to get past as well. So managed to capitalise on that battling in front and make his way up into 10th place. But going back to the front of the field now, as I Am Supermex looking to get back past Neil Stuckey. Still got MJK trying to fend off Ollie Smith. Going to be difficult to fend him off throughout the rest of this race, especially since Ollie Smith's car is quicker down the straights than Gillan's. Gillan in his trusty RCZ, very good through the infield section, very good through the corners, but he's going to be very vulnerable down the start finish straight and down the straight between turns 3 and 4. Can't remember the name of that straight off the top of my head. Ollie actually is close to falling out of the slipstream range here, so it doesn't look like Ollie did a very good job of things then through the infield section. I think he may have made a hash of a couple of the corners, and he's nearly fallen out of the slipstream range. Yes, 1.7 seconds off his personal best was that lap, so definitely had a bit of a mare of things on that lap as they head through the centre S once more on lap 5 of this final race of the whole series. Ollie in the slipstream of MJK heading up to turn number 4. Not quite close enough for a move, I don't think, as Gillan goes defensive just to make sure that Ollie doesn't send it at the last minute. Oh, looks like Jake has managed, well, Jake's been caught up by John Hardy. Looks like John Hardy's managed to make his way past Mike Bisham, as Mike's gone all the way down to 6th place. So he's not only lost out to John Hardy here, but he's lost out to Neil Moore as well, as they're now side by side through turns 6 and 7. Mike, I think he's conceded 5th place there. Yes, he has, as he's now got Steve Maylard trying to go up his inside too. So scrapping for 5th place here are these 3 drivers. Neil, oh, he's gone wide, coming out of turn 8, well, out of turn 9, sorry, up into turn 10. Mike, can he get past? No, he cannot, as Neil, yeah, very much went off into the grass then, but fortunately didn't lose too much time for him. Oh, Ollie Smith made a big mistake here. Got himself a half-second penalty and fallen out of the slipstream range of Gillan here. So this could be a big moment in this race. Got himself not only a half-second penalty, but also falling back as well. It's not easy to serve penalties here at Interlagos either. They don't go down very quickly, as John Hardy's got up into 3rd place. Now side by side with Jake Beatty going into turn 1. Who's going to come out best here as they go side by side for his first corner? Is Jake going to be able to get back into 3rd place? Yes, he is, as Apex Magnet loses the back end there on the curbs. Going out of turn 2, coming into turn 3, got all over the curbs, and that unsettled the car. The Toyota Supra, not a great car when getting the power down, especially when going over curbs. It doesn't take too kindly to curbs. So Apex Magnet, oh, he's missed his braking point. Going into turn 5, into turn 4, into the Cielo del Lago, now through turn 5. He has, well, completely missed his braking point there, seemingly. Fallen out of the slipstream range of Jake, so he's, yeah, not only not managed to get 3rd, but got himself a penalty and falling down to P5 momentarily. Now side by side with Neil Moore through this infield section. I think he's managed to hold Neil off, but this has really not gone well for John. Did say a few days ago that he doesn't like Interlagos, and yeah, that's proving to be the case. I think he's a bit like me. I am also not great around this circuit. I never tend to do well around here. As Steve's settling in 6th place here. flashing his lights at Neil Moore in front. I'm guessing that's by accident as he presses the throttle down on the controller. But now entering lap 7 of the race is Gillan, who's managing to keep ahead of Ollie Smith here. Still got 0.3 of a second of a penalty. As he serves some of it now through turn 1. Got Jake still in 3rd place. Now being cut off from the guys behind, fortunately for him, with that mistake by John Hardy. And Neil Moore now is up into 4th place, so he's managed to make his way past John Hardy then when we weren't looking. Neil Moore, 1154, into 4th place, going defensive into turn number 4, into the Desilo del Lago. We've got Apex Magnet on the outside. He was actually ahead then as they went into the corner. Now Apex Magnet, it looks like he's gone off the circuit. So it looks like he's made another hash of that corner. 2 laps in a row now. He's gone wide into Desilo del Lago and he's gone down to 6th place as a result. He's going to pick up a penalty. Don't think he is. I think he got away with a penalty that time. There may have been contact between him and Neil, and maybe why he didn't get given a penalty. I think the game may have recognised that there was contact. But John Hardy down to 6th place. Remember, was batting for 3rd just a couple of laps ago, or just last lap. So yeah, not had a great couple of laps here for John. And Kit Dash not far behind in 6th place. And Kit Dash doing a good job of things today. Racing in this series, I think, for the 2nd or 3rd time. With Mike in 8th, you got Wolf Boys, sorry, Chris Wars in 9th with Johnny Waffle in 10th place. Neil Stuckey now in 11th with I Am Supermax, gone all the way down to 12th place here. So he started in 6th place in this race, really hasn't gone well for him at all. And then Irish Tony in 13th. Looks like we've lost a couple of drivers. I think Gr.3 left, he quit, and I think his friend, Charles Snyder, yeah, has left as well. The 2 Americans. So leading the race then is Gillan, but now Ollie Smith is back into his slipstream range. Ollie still has that 0.2 second penalty to try and get rid of. Got 1.5 laps to try and burn it, but he is reeling Gillan in here. Can he get into his slipstream range through this infield section? He's on the borderline at the moment. Gillan should be stronger through this section in that RCZ. Got a lot more front end grip than the Mercedes AMG. As he has indeed pulled, well, I was about to say he pulled a 10th in him. Yeah, pulled 2 tenths in him now. As that gap is yo-yoing somewhat actually. I should probably ignore it. Now coming through the right-hander into the fast left. MGK just slightly lifting off through that left-hander. Now heading up to Junkao. Is Ollie going to be in the slipstream range as he makes his way out of Junkao? Can he get a good exit out of here? He's off wide a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. Doesn't look like he is going to get in the slipstream range. So no, Ollie out of the slipstream range of MJK. And I think Jake Beatty's made a mistake here. He's 5 seconds behind Ollie Smith. Either that or just a little bit off the pace, because that gap has gone up quite a bit. I think he may just be struggling for lap time a little bit here as he comes to start the final lap of the race. Neil Moore in 4th ahead of John Hardy, who's got Steve Miller looking all over the back of him, going into turn 1. Steve up the inside of John Hardy, who is going to be able to come out on top here out of the Centre S. I think Steve is. That was a good move then by CCFC on the champion-elect. So Steve Mayled, still quite new to MRL, been in the league for about a month now. He's up into P5 as John's trying to go back past, going into the Desilo del Lago for the final time in this round. Not quite able to get past as Mike Bisham's managed to make his way up to 7th place behind as well. So he's managed to make his way past Ankit Dash. And he's right behind them now as John Hardy goes side by side with CCFC through this infield section. Still though, John Hardy in P6. But let's jump back to the front of the field here, because for the final time this race, MJK comes through Junkao. Looks like he's going to win the race, as I think Ollie Smith made a bit of a mess of the penultimate corner then through the left-hander. I think he went rather wide. I'm guessing he clipped the AstroTurf. So coming up to the start finish line, Gillan, as he comes across the line, is going to win the final and win the round overall here at Interlagos. So congratulations for that, Gillan. who takes the win ahead of Ollie Smith with Jake Beattie in P3, and Neil Moore's just about going to hold on to 4th place here, and across the line, well, oh, Neil Moore gone down to 6th with his penalty, so CCFC has jumped up into 4th place then. Right at the end, he was side by side with Apex Magnet across the line, 0.06 seconds between the two of them across the line, and Steve Mailer then taking 4th place. Apex Magnet in 5th, Neil Moore tumbled down to P6 with Mike Bishop in 7th place, side by side across the line with Ankit Josh as well. So it was side by side action all over the place with Wolf Boys in P9. So let's get up the results, see what the gaps are. Didn't catch who got the fastest lap. I think it was the fastest by Ollie Smith, from what I saw. As yeah, MJK takes the victory. No, it was Apex Magnet ended up taking the fastest lap of the race as he finished in P5. So you ended up having Chris Ward in 9th with Johnny Waffle in 10th. RC Buggy came home in 11th place with I Am Supermix in 12th. Irish Tony, Tony McMullen in P13, and then Charles Snyder ended up doing an effing. So that was Interlagos. That was the Group 3 Sprint Series. I hope you did enjoy watching both that race, this round, and the series in general. This series will be returning next season on a Tuesday night for outside reasons, because I will now be working Sunday nights as of soon. So yeah, this season will be back on the 27th of July with a new start time of 7:30 PM, so it'll be starting an hour earlier. That way it won't clash with Club 100 ever. And yeah, I hope you did enjoy watching the series. So feel free to like and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Next up will be tomorrow's stream, also around Interlagos, where we commentate on the championship finale of the MRL Group 3 100 mile series. So I hope you are looking forward to that. Feel free to like and subscribe, like I say, and I will see you